Hello! I'm doing another beauty video because I forgot how much I enjoy making these videos. I went to Clio and did some shopping because aespa is the new models, and I figured I do a lot of K-pop idol content, and a K-beauty connoisseur, so I thought it would make sense. Don't quote me on this, but what I heard is that Clio, Innisfree, all the road shop brands, you know, Etude and all that, they're not doing well, especially after the pandemic. No one is just buying their stuff. I could kind of get that vibe. I don't like do research on these brands anymore. I follow some brands on Instagram, but that's all I really know. So I'm not familiar with sales and stuff. Yeah, just the vibes I get are that like nobody really is buying them. The really popular brands I feel like are the ones that are like more hints, indie-ish brands. And honestly, if there's one thing Koreans are good at, it's image making. So you'll see a lot of Korean beauty YouTubers being paid to talk about these like brands like Laneige, Hera, and all that. And so it almost has this feeling of like, oh my god, this shit is like really popular, but I don't know if maybe it'll be certain items that get sold out a lot, but overall brands just apparently are not doing so hot. And so that's why they have to hire these like super famous K-pop idols for their fans to buy their shit. The thing I like about Clio though is that their products are actually really good, and a lot of their stuff is used by a lot of makeup artists in Korea, idol makeup artists, celebrity makeup artists. So I got their new eyeshadow palettes. This one I actually picked up prior, and when I went to go pick these up, she was like, oh, this one's not available because it's sold out. I was like, oh honey, don't worry, I already have that one. But when it first came out, I happened to be at Olive Young and they had it, so I just picked it up just because these are like my kinds of colors, which is funny because a long time ago they used to not be my colors. I used to hate colors like that. I basically just got the stuff that if you go on Clio's official Instagram, the stuff you'll see aespa modeling. So I have the pictures pulled up. They're melting sheer balms, the glossy one and the matte one. The matte one I was also really curious about because the texture I've never seen before, as well as the cushion that they are modeling, this new one. Keel Cover Glow Fitting Cushion, which as we all know, Clio's always coming out with new base cushions, and they're always reformulating their older ones that were popular, and so there's just too damn many, and I don't know. But apparently this is supposed to be their new one that it's glowy and moisturizing, but it's not supposed to be too, it's supposed to stick really well to the skin and not budo too much on your mask, like smudge too much on your mask. And also, just because I was there, Peri Pera is like a little sister brand to Clio. I bought an oil capture pack. This one, just because in the photo they use this apparently in these things, but their skin looks matte. That's like a trend recently in Korea. The skin on the inside, like your makeup, is supposed to be moist. On the outside, it's like matte. So we're gonna try this shit out, and I'm wearing a beanie today because I wanted to be as like chill as possible because I'm gonna be trying so much shit on my face and I don't feel like, you know, like looking too pretty, not that I ever really do. Let's start with the base, the Keel Cover 밀착 광채 cushion. 밀착 is the word for like adherence. You'll see Korean beauty YouTubers talk about whether a foundation has good 밀착, which is its ability to stick to the skin, which I feel like a lot of Western beauty YouTubers don't really talk about. I always feel like the conversation is about coverage and glow. Whether or not it sticks well to the skin and it looks like a second skin, that's what's gonna help it last longer. And I got mine in shade number 2 lingerie. Hold on, let me see how many shades there are. She told me that if you want more of like a pink base to go with lingerie, and surprisingly it actually had like a legit like pink undertone, because for a long time Clio never really delved into pink. It was all kind of yellow, which makes sense. A lot of Koreans have like more yellow undertone, but I have a lot of red in my skin, so I'll put a picture up here on the screen of like the shades. There's 6 shades. And mine is the second lightest. The undertone is correct, but comparing it to the next one up, that was kind of too yellow for me. And what I've noticed is I always, for the longest time, I had the idea that if I put something on my face and it's more pink, it will look too light for me. But I've noticed I could have 2 foundations that are the same kind of like level of lightness, but if one is more yellow, putting on my skin, it looks brighter. I thought that would be the case for the pink one, but not necessarily. This looks like on the inside, it's actually a quite thin cushion, so it's good for putting in your pouch. And there she is. I did swatch it, so brand new. I'm gonna try it on one side with this one. Does this have? It's one of these ones that have like the kind of like holes in it. I think these are meant to hold the product in there so it applies more evenly. On one side, I'll use the one that comes with it, but on the other side, I'll use my favorite Philly Millie. It's more squishy and I feel like it applies more evenly. You need to be careful with these things because the first dip is always too much. And as we know, with the Kill Cover line, it's supposed to give you really good coverage. The color's actually really good. Do you see how splotchy my skin tone is? I had something else on my face earlier, so I ended up wiping. Normally I would want to do these videos like straight up barefaced, which I completely forgot to put on my... I was supposed to use my skin. I just used mist on my face earlier. I forgot to actually put cream on. This is really gonna help the glow. And also just the foundation go on better. The main point is, besides the glow, is just that it really softens and like makes your skin like baby smooth. It definitely goes on really, really thin. Sometimes more moisturizing cushions or foundations have those kind of like emollients and like ingredients to give that glow, so they'll end up really kind of feeling heavier than like a matte foundation would. But this is one dip in coverage on half my face. I still have some redness here and around my nose, but that's always kind of there. I will see if I can cover that just a tiny bit more with dip and use the lid to 양 조절, portion control. Yeah, the coverage is not bad. It's like a medium. Personally, for me, I use concealer. If I do have like stuff that I really need to cover, I don't like layering too much cushion. I'll put a thin layer of the cushion or foundation, concealer, and then throughout the day, if there's coverage that like disappears, then I'll touch that part up, but I don't like layering cushion too much. All right, so I did that one side. Now let's try it with the Filamilli Puff. Okay. See, because it's like a squishy, the way it dips into the cushion, it goes on way more evenly as compared to this, where it's kind of like wherever your fingers are putting the pressure on, that's where the foundation goes. But with this one, it helps evenly apply it on the puff, which is really important. Ooh, and look at that. It applies so much more evenly. Yes, look at, oh my God. See, I like this cushion so much more. Not that I didn't like it from first impression, but with this puff, shit. If I come out with a cushion, I'm gonna have this kind of puff in there, which by the way, as I keep talking about, I'm starting my own makeup brand, and my dream is to like create a cushion line. Because I feel like the cushion is kind of like, cushions and tints are kind of like the representatives of like K-beauty, I feel like. Every time other like Western brands or some other K-beauty brands or brands try to come out with cushions in the West or like globally, it just doesn't like hit right, I feel like. And my goal, my dream is to release a cushion with like all the colors so that everyone gets their own color. Because obviously my audience is global. Just to come out with a cushion line that really encapsulates the essence of K-beauty. The idea of cushions were like cool for a bit. In the West, when they tried it, they just like didn't hit right. Yeah, that's my goal. Anyway, this one's looking like very glowy, glossy. I'll give it a second to set because sometimes after a few minutes, these can turn like, because my skin is kind of dehydrated. So after a while, the dehydration in my skin sucks up the moisture and glow from the foundation. So it ends up turning like satin or like matte. So we'll give it a second and I'm gonna do my brows and stuff and come back because I have no brows on right now. Okay, so I'm back and it's been a few minutes and I did my brows. And I did put some color corrector on my eyes and my beard because the cushion didn't really do anything for that. And I still feel like there's slight, like it could be better around here. So I think I'm gonna try to layer. I could use concealer, but for this video, I wanna see the full potential of the cushion. And also the glow, there's still some left. It does feel like it's set now, like set, because sometimes when you know, us beauty YouTubers, when you like to first apply the cushion or foundation or whatever, it's like the glow, but then it hasn't actually set, so of course it's gonna look shiny. There it is, kind of like layered more. At the end of the video, when I do my last like final look, if I need to, I'll put concealer on separately, but I'm just gonna leave it like this for now. Let's do the lips first. Two formulas of Melting Sheer Glow Balm. This one is the Melting Sheer Matte Balm. The one that Karina is modeling is #1 pink. That's what it looks like. And the store associate told me that this is literally so clear, like you can just consider this like a lip balm, which I agree with. Like there's like literally no color. A very slight pink. Go over my lips a little bit because I have really red lips. Yeah, this is straight up lip balm. But on the picture, her lips are super pink looking. I feel like it's not a secret that on these photo shoots, to portray the kind of image that they want for the makeup product, sometimes they'll use other makeup products to kind of give that look that they're trying to portray, even if it's not actually that product that they're using. So I guess it wouldn't have had much impact if it was literally just, they just put this on, like, it would be her lips like normally. I think to convey that pink color, they put like a pink lipstick on her, but it's clear. It's like a sheer lip balm. And then Giselle, my girl Giselle, she's modeling number 2 Coral. There was a third shade, like this rose shade, which I would have wanted, but for the video, I got this one. This is actually kind of cute. I feel like both of these would be good for if you don't really have color in your lips, but you also don't feel like wearing like a lipstick or lip tint, because lip tints can have alcohol in them, so they can be dry on the lips. This is like a really thick, like the type of lip balm that I like. I like thick, like really, not sticky. It's like just like really thick, balmy types of lip balms. I don't like chapstick. I don't like that waxy, like where it's like just creating a coat on your lips that's just like hiding the fact that your lips are dehydrated. This actually is like thick, but also moisturizing like on the inside. It's a really nice, it's like really fucking sheer. Like it's like burly there, but I think I like this more than the pink one. Probably because I covered my lips with a little bit of foundation first. If I use this on my bare lips, you wouldn't have seen it. You wouldn't have seen it because my lips are so red. Oh my God, this is bringing me back to my Laneige two-tone lip bar, whatever shits. Okay, covering my lips up a little bit again because I'm gonna be trying the sheer matte bombs. The one that Ning Ning is modeling is apparently their most popular shade. A lot of K-beauty brands will put best, or they'll put like MD's pick, or like if there's a idol that's the model, or like an actor celebrity, they'll have like the model's pick. But for this line of lipsticks, number 2 Red Plain was their main color, which totally understandable. It's a really pretty like pinky red that has like a sort of like a rosy undertone. It looks like a matte lipstick, but it literally goes on like super sheer. And I think because it's a balm, there's a little bit of shine to it, but when you kind of pat it in and it sets, it's like just matte. And again, I've never seen this kind of texture, so let's try her out. Oh my, this is nice. Ooh. It kind of has the same effect as if you use like one of those Petty Petta velvet tint whatevers, but just put a thin sheer layer, but this is like in a balm form. I got pretty lucky because I've been using my lip balm religiously lately. And so if you don't already know, my lips are fucking dry all the time, super dehydrated, always like kakjir, all dead skin, all like 24/7, and like wrinkles in my lips because the lip filler, she's gone. This is nice. All right, this is already my pick for like if you had to pick something, get something from this collection, the sheer matte bombs. This is where it's at. And that red color, beautiful, soft, like not like this overwhelming red, not this overwhelming pink, like not this like deadening rose. It's just like this lively kind of like soft, like yeah, pinkish red. And as you're layering, it doesn't get thick and like goopy. It kind of just remains this one thin layer. Also great for guys too, if you don't want anything too shiny on your lips. You just want something like matte. The color that Winter is modeling is Russet Plum, which is like this purplish, this rose color. Clearly for the cool tones, which is me. So I'm really excited about this one. This is the kind of lipstick color that I would gravitate towards. Oh. Sorry about the squeaking in my chair. I have one of those like office chairs. This is it. And it layers so beautifully. Oh my God, Jesus Christ. I'm glad this is the last one I'm trying because I want to leave this one on and we'll see how it kind of sits on the lips and if it gets all. Whenever I film these talking videos, my lips get so nasty. So this will be a good indication of how well it wears and if it gets like bunched up on the side, but perfect. Perfect formula, perfect color. Oh my, this is like definitely if you want like natural makeup and if you like those like rosy pinky colors, this is it. And both colors, to be honest, are great. If I had to choose between the two, this one, only because I have like a lip balm I already use, so these don't do that much for me, but I can see myself using these because, oh, they're both so good. And I know, you know, everyone's wearing masks, so it says balm, but I don't know if it's supposed to be like a lip balm that's supposed to be moisturizing, but nothing really, just like whatever was like right on the very inside, which tends to be the part that smudges, but it's matte and it doesn't, like, it's not like a liquid lipstick or anything. Oh, oh my God, yes, perfect. Just this one, get this one. I have some Coca-Cola, should we try that? Nothing really, but it's so thin. Like that's one of the things I always talk about. Just apply your products thinly and they won't smudge as much. What leads to smudging is when you apply things too thick. This is like, I'm shook, bruh. As I'm talking, and even though I have air conditioning on, my body temperature is starting to rise, so you can see the redness in my face starting to come up. And so that's kind of pushing through the foundation, but it's normal for me. So let's go with the eyeshadow palettes now. I'm finally here. There's 3. This is number 11, Walking on the Cozy Alley, 아늑한 골목 산책. I love the way they translate some of these names to English. It's really interesting. This one is more of like a neutral brown palette. Not particularly too warm, not particularly too cool tone, but it's just like a good in the middle. It has like a mix. This is number 12, Autumn Breeze in Seoul Forest. 서울 숲 가을 바람. This is definitely a more warm, leaning more warm tone palette. Like, but the top half is more like a warm reddish brown. The bottom is more like a neutral, slightly leaning more yellow. I think that a lot of Clio palettes tend to do that. Like the upper half will be like one undertone, the bottom half will be a different undertone, so it gives you a variety. But also these come with brushes, as you can tell by this one, the one I bought first. I threw that brush out because not that they're bad, but I don't really use them. They seem to be good quality, like the way it's made. And finally, number 13, Picnic by the Sunset. 저녁 노을 picnic. Definitely a summer mute palette, like a cool tone muted palette, and which is why I think it kind of sold out. It's because these kinds of colors have been really popular in Korea lately. I talk so much about personal color and like cool tone, warm tone. Who knows, it might just be like a trend, and that's why I keep talking about it, but these are like my go-to sorts of colors. Clio, on their Instagram, they showed exactly what colors they used for each palette on each member's eyelids, which is great for me. Let's do number 11 first, which was modeled by Winter. So for the overall Umyeong, like the overall color, base color, they use this shade, Cream Cookie. Should I just do one eye? Because I'm gonna be wiping between palettes anyway. And where is it? Hold on, where's this palette made? Because I think I know the company that makes these shadows. Because if it's the same company that I'm thinking of, which is where I'm also making my eyeshadows, I like their eyeshadow formula. They're really soft, buttery, and they're not extremely pigmented, which is what I prefer, because when you start to get into territory of extreme pigmentation and like full pigment, I know some people have certain gripes about low pigment stuff, but this is not like that kind of like sheer, kind of like frustrating kind of sheer. It's more of like the sheer in that it works with your current skin tone, so it almost makes like a tint of your skin tone in that color, if that makes sense. Unless you're like a makeup enthusiast, sometimes working with really high pigment products can be kind of tough because you have to be careful about blending, and sometimes if two colors are too pigmented, they don't blend well together, which is what I've noticed making and like working with eyeshadows. But I will say sometimes I do enjoy myself a good high pigment palette because they can be really fun. And when I do stuff that's a little bit more out there, like not my daily makeup, I do enjoy that kind of formula, I will say. But for everyday, I like this kind of product. Number 2, the colors on the pictures look a lot more, they would be deeper in color, but they're not that like super dark in person. This one, Mocha Bread, for, they say Sangapur line, which is like here, basically the deepening shade. And basically that's the color I would put out here. I don't expect that much coming from this palette because it seems like a very basic, like everyday palette. So I love collecting Clio palettes though because I love the color stories that they make. I really should have put it on this eye because that's the eye that's easier for you guys to see on camera. Eyeline 삼국정 운명. Okay, I'm gonna use eyeliner first, and I think they are using the Sharp So Simple waterproof pencil, which is one of my favorite pencils. And I believe they're all just using the black color, because that's what the color's really dark, so I'm just gonna use the black one. When it comes to filling in your waterline, sometimes it helps to curl your lashes first, because the part of your waterline you wanna fill in is, like I said before, is when you look straight into a mirror, generally the part above your pupil where if you can see the skin, like the white skin of the waterline, that's what you want to fill in with liner. You don't have to fill in like the entire lid because then you'll end up just smudging it more, right? Because if the skin is like more inside where you don't really see it, that will smudge when you open and close your eyes. And I don't know if you guys can see, but when I look into a mirror, the part that I can see is from here to here. So that's kind of what I want to fill in. Even just doing that, my eyes look already more defined. And then I'm gonna do the eyeliner that I do. Very descriptive. Doing that outer triangle here as like the base. Doing the base first here is important because it's from here where you can decide whether you want to go up for more of a cat wing, straight across for the just like an extended eye look, or if you want to go more downwards for that kind of like puppy eye, like 귀여운, like cute-cute-han 느낌. And these set really fast. They don't really move, but they're really creamy. I wish they were a little bit creamier. I do have a pencil that's like my favorite eyeliner pencil, but I guess because it's a super skinny eyeliner, if it was any creamier, it would break easily. So that's why I think it does have a little bit of give to it. But they seem to do a lot of cat wings, but I'm just gonna like go straight out. And you see that I use the end of this eyeliner brush, so because it's a little bit of a spatula shape. She made these to be like kind of like makeup spatulas, I guess, so you can use them as tools, but that's how I do the wing. And then just filling in the inner corner. I don't suit that thing where people will do like the triangle on the inside to make their eyes look more fox-like. So I'm just filling in the part that's visible. There. You see the difference? I hope you can, because if I look at my monitor, my eyes look down, so I have to look like that. And for each of the 3 palettes, that's how I'm gonna do my eyeliner, just so I don't have to explain it again. They use this called Laze Away for like smudging it. Just going over the edge of the liner, what might happen is if you put that eyeshadow right on top of like the main part of the eyeliner, the creaminess of the eyeliner will grab onto the actual eyeshadow, and so you'll dull the eyeliner, which can be a look, but if you're trying to keep your eyeliner like defined, you kind of just want to graze the very top edge of the line, also on the inner corner here. And they also used it here in the triangle zone. And that's what it looks like. Oh, and also they used this glitter shade, Seongsu Vibe. This one. Seongsu is like a neighborhood in Seoul. Actually, that's where Cube is. Quite popular for the cafes and stuff. A lot of the cafes have that kind of like warehouse vibe, that kind of like sort of thing going on. And this color is more of like a sheer, this kind of look. So underline wind. She only uses on the okay. She only used it on the bottom. So I'm gonna use this tiny little 애교살 brush. Pick some on there. Scared me. Can you see that? Oh, also, this eyeliner I did is really great for hooded lids. This is kind of like the shape you want to go for to do that kind of like extended eye look. It's very basic, but like, it's nice. Oh, by the way, I'm gagging because this lip balm is still looking good. It hasn't started to do that ugly thing on the sides yet, but get this shit up. Okay, let's do number 12, Inga. Autumn Breeze in Seoul. And I will, for the eyeliner, I will use their, it looks like Ningning has like the black eyeliner, but it seems like Giselle's using, which by the way, they did my girl Giselle dirty. Each palette, I guess, got its own post, because there's only 3 palettes, 2 of the members had to share the same palette, but Giselle didn't get her own post. She was at like the back end of the post for this palette, so you have to scroll to see her. Justice for Giselle. I think she has a dark brown liner though, number 2 brown. They have like 3 different browns in this eyeliner, but it's the darkest one. Let's just do Ningning's makeup. Ningning and Giselle's makeup only use 3 colors, so this color is Sign of Fall. Oh, I love that. And this was the overall base shade. Did you guys see Lisa's Money performance video? When I first heard that song on the album, I wasn't really feeling it, but seeing her perform it and seeing the routine with it, girls fucking popping my pussy off. Do the money dance. Keel, is that how you pronounce his name? 210, the choreographer for Blackpink, Twice, Need You, like everyone. Stacy, he deserves all the money in the world. He choreographs so fucking well. I don't know how he choreographs for so many idols, but he still has like, because he choreographs almost all of Twice's choreography. I don't ever see him think, oh my god, he's running out of ideas. He's always bringing it. So shout out to him for warm filling or deepening. Although they seem like these two, they seem to almost look like the same level of like saturation, so I don't know if this will, yeah, like they're the same level of brightness, so it's not gonna deepen the eye very much. Would it be appropriate to call this the title of the video like trying the aespa makeup? When certain idols endorse certain products, they'll call that product the so-and-so's product. For example, like Ning Ning, she got famous, the lipstick that she modeled got famous, they'd call it the Ning Ning lipstick. Could I call this that? Because they're modeling this? Just for shimmer, they use this one, Autumn Glow, right here. I'm gonna use my finger. Actually, no, I'm not gonna use my finger, I'm gonna use a brush. When I use my finger, sometimes I go in too much. So I'm gonna start small by using this kind of small brush, good for glitter. The center here. Oh my god. The makeup artist that did my makeup for the photo shoot put glitter just right here, and I thought it looked so pretty because usually I plop glitter on just like right here and then blend it outwards, but sometimes I put it too high, and I don't know, I just like the effect that it had with it just like right here in the center. I thought it was so pretty. And then using that little egg style brush again. This is pretty. I wasn't expecting much, but just I think the simpleness of it speaks volumes. Sometimes I get too complicated with eye makeup and I like try to use every color in the palette, especially for if I'm reviewing it. But sometimes you don't need that. Oh, I forgot to use mascara in the last look, but when I do the last look, I'll put the mascara on, which I think they were also kind of advertising, which is also a very popular mascara in Korea, so with makeup artists, so I think it's good to use that. But for the eyeshadow itself, this is what it looks like, which I hope you can see. The dimension. I'm gonna wipe this off and then we can finish the entire look, doing both eyes, mascara, and yeah. Now because it's gonna be the last look, I think I can go in and I said I was gonna use concealer, but this shit keeps fucking popping out. I don't know if you noticed throughout the video, my forehead lines were starting to crease. But if you don't have forehead lines like me, you should be okay. I'm just gonna set my whole face now since this is gonna be the last look anyway. And I'm using that Cover Pack powder. It's not translucent. It has like some thickness because there's fallout from the powder. Ooh. I'm using a little bit on the lids just to get rid of some of that shine. And again, the lips are still looking super good. A little bit red around here, but it's fine. Now, last but not least, number 13 palette, Picnic by the Sunset. And oh my god, of course they would give Karina the most extra eye look. They're using 5 different shades, which by the way, aespa fans don't come for me. I'll get into their music, but I don't really watch a lot of their content. And for what I've seen, they don't seem like super high tension. They don't seem like crazy. They're more like chill vibes, especially like from my first impression, Winter and Giselle. They don't seem like, you know, they just seem like chill people, which is like my mood. So I feel, oh my god, if aespa came out on my channel, if they came out on Edward's variety show, it would be game over, mama. But alas, companies like aespa would not even give me a second glance. But for my overall base shade, I'm using this one, Dream Sky, which does have a little bit of, oh my god, which does have a little bit of whiteness to it, like it's kind of chalky. But it does give this really pretty, like soft mauve, pinky tint to the eyelids. And then number 2, of course, the deepening shade. That is not showing up. It's very lightly pigmented. Number 3, 속눈썹 깊은 음영. 네. I guess they just use this for eyeliner, which, let me do the eyeliner right now. I messed up my eyeliner. Of course they would. This line is completely different from this one. It's okay, I'll try to fix it by smudging it out with color in the palette. But by the way, lips still looking real good. Now this color kind of dulls down the eyeliner. With Karina's eye makeup, you'll often see her with like the shading all the way up into the inner corner, so I'm gonna do that. In fact, I might just go in with the eyeliner there, like on the very inside, like the waterline. 눈두덩이 중앙 glitter, so the glitter on the center of the lid. This one, Dazzling Dusk, and also the previous color used was Ride the Wind. This one I'm gonna use now is Dazzling Dusk. Ooh, oh God, yes. They seem to have applied it widely, but I kind of want to keep it here, just cause. And then number 5, Afterlight Han River for the under 중앙 glitter point, under eyeline glitter point. Let me try my finger. What I like to do if I'm doing the underlying glitter point, you see the edge of the palette here, I'll put my finger right at the edge, just so I only get glitter on like a tiny bit right there on my finger. If I get any too far down, I will take a spoolie brush and just pick up. These are the only things that will pick up glitter from the face. These colors are definitely not as like pigmented looking as they do in the pictures, but I'm not mad at it. Also, it might be because I'm using this strong like daylight light, so it's like washing some of the color out, but I'm pretty happy with it. It doesn't look exactly as advertised. To finish off, let's use mascara. Super proof mascara, long curling. Really popular stuff with makeup artists. It's really good at defining the lashes. That's what it looks like with mascara. Aren't I giving like straight up lesbian vibes? I am thoroughly impressed by everything I tried today. I mean, lip balms. I wouldn't say impressed. I like them, but I'm not impressed. But oh my God, this shit, the Melting Sheer Balm matte. I've been talking this whole time, but it still looks so good. Yeah. I layer it, it looks a little bit deeper in color. The eyeshadow palettes, in terms of pigment, not the strongest. They're very like typical Korean eyeshadows, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. It depends on what kind of eye makeup you do. But for the type of eye makeup I do, this is like regular stuff for me. What I love about these things is like the color stories. Like brands these days are so good at making like color stories. People that are into Western beauty, I don't know how y'all deal with those like multicolored like palettes. I mean, I guess if you're into like one shadow looks, or you're more into like very artful, artsy fartsy, like really complicated design, that's where it's at. These are not for you, but for everyday sorts of makeup, perfect. I like all of them, but obviously I'm more gravitating toward this one just because it's the type of colors I'm into these days. Of course, these weren't part of their collection or anything, but mascara, eyeliners, always really great stuff from Clio. And also the powder was really cute. It really blurs out pores. The cushion is really nice. It's just not, if you have a little bit of redness, you're gonna have to use a separate concealer. And with that in mind, I guess if you have blemishes as well, it's probably not gonna cover that. I should have tested it on masks. Miane. But yeah, that's the aespa makeup. Hope you guys enjoyed that video, the trying on sort of dealio. I'll see you guys in another video. Goodbye.